If someone insults you in public, your heart beats faster, your mind screams, reply now. But you don't. You stay silent, and suddenly you feel powerful. Most people believe power is loud. Power is arguing. Power is proving others wrong. But today, I will show you something different. Real power is the power of not reacting. If you stay with me till the end of this speech, you will learn why silence scares people, how come people always win, and how one simple habit can completely change your life. This is not just a speech. This is a life skill, so listen carefully. What does not reacting mean? Not reacting does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you agree. It means you choose peace over chaos. When someone tries to provoke you, they want a reaction. Your anger feeds their ego. Your silence confuses them. And confusion is power. Not reacting is a skill, not weakness, and this idea completely changes the way we understand strength. Many people believe that reacting immediately shows confidence, courage, or intelligence. They think that quick replies, loud voices, and strong emotions make them powerful. In reality, instant reactions often show the opposite. They reveal insecurity, lack of control, and emotional dependence. When you react without thinking, you allow your emotions to lead you instead of your wisdom. True strength is not about speaking first or fighting back. It is about choosing when and how to respond. This choice requires awareness, patience, and self-control, which are all skills that take time to develop. Not reacting means you are strong enough to pause. In that pause you regret. Many problems in life are not created by situations themselves, but by how we react to them. A single angry reply can destroy a relationship. A moment of frustration can damage a career. A careless reaction can stay in people's memories forever. When you do not react immediately, you give your mind time to think clearly. You allow logic to speak louder than emotion. This is not silence out of fear. It is silence with purpose. People often confuse calmness with weakness because calm people do not seek attention. They do not try to prove themselves in every situation, but this is exactly what makes them powerful. A person who does not react cannot be easily controlled, manipulated, or provoked. When someone realizes they cannot disturb your peace, they lose their power over you. Your silence becomes a mirror that reflects their own behavior back to them. This creates respect, even if it is never spoken aloud. Learning not to react is like training a muscle. At first, it feels uncomfortable. Your ego wants to speak. Your emotions want to explode. But with practice, you begin to understand that not every comment deserves your energy, and not every battle deserves your time. You start choosing peace over noise, clarity over chaos, and strength over impulse. Over time, people notice this calm confidence. They listen more carefully when you speak, because you do not speak unnecessarily. In the end, not reacting does not mean you are powerless. It means you are disciplined. It means you value your inner peace more than momentary satisfaction. It means you are strong enough to stay calm in a world that constantly tries to disturb you. That is not weakness. That is mastery. Reactions give away power, and this is one of the most important truths to understand if you want control over your life. Every time you react emotionally, you hand your power to someone else. Anger, frustration, jealousy, and fear all act like open doors through which others can enter your mind. When someone knows what triggers you, they know how to control you. People often react because they feel attacked or disrespected, but reacting rarely fixes the problem. Instead, it feeds it. When you react, you confirm that the other person's words or actions matter deeply to you. This gives them importance and power. Many people provoke others not because they are strong, but because they want a reaction. They want attention, validation, or control. The moment you react, they succeed. Your emotional response becomes their reward. Power is not found in winning arguments or proving someone wrong. Real power lies in emotional independence. When you do not react, you decide that your peace is more valuable than the need to respond. You refuse to let external situations control your inner state. This choice protects your energy. Instead of wasting mental strength on unnecessary conflicts, you save it for growth, creativity, and meaningful action. Calm people move forward, while reactive people stay trapped in endless cycles of conflict. Reactions are often automatic, shaped by past experiences, ego, and fear. But power begins when you break this pattern. When you pause instead of reacting, you take your power back. You show that you are not easily shaken. You become unpredictable to those who try to control you because they can no longer push your emotional buttons. This creates a silent form of authority. People may not understand it, but they feel it. Over time, not reacting changes how others treat you. People become more careful with their words. They sense boundaries even when none are spoken. They realize that they cannot dominate you emotionally. This does not mean people will always agree with you, but it means they will respect you. And respect is a form of power that cannot be forced. In life, situations will always test you. There will always be noise, criticism, and negativity. You cannot control these things, but you can control your response. When you choose not to react, you choose strength over impulse and wisdom over ego. That choice keeps your power where it belongs with you. Pause creates clarity, and this small moment of waiting can change the entire direction of a situation. In a fast-moving world, people are trained to respond instantly. Messages demand quick replies, opinions are shared without thought, and emotions are expressed the moment they appear. Because of this, many decisions are made in confusion rather than understanding. A pause interrupts this automatic behavior. It gives the mind a chance to settle and allows clarity to replace chaos. When something triggers you, your body reacts before your brain has time to think. Your heart rate increases, your breathing changes, and your emotions rise. If you speak or act at this moment, you are usually guided by emotion, not wisdom. A pause breaks this cycle. Even a few seconds of silence can calm the nervous system and bring awareness back. In tidspace, ubiquely, without the fog of anger or fear. Clarity comes from distance. When you pause, you step back mentally. You stop seeing the moment as a personal attack and start seeing it as a situation that can be handled. This shift changes everything. What once felt urgent may suddenly feel unimportant. What seemed offensive may appear harmless. The pause allows you to ask yourself simple but powerful questions. Is this worth my energy? Will this matter later? What is the smartest response? These questions lead to better decisions. Many regrets in life come from moments where there was no pause. Words spoken in anger cannot be taken back. Actions done in frustration often create long-term consequences. A pause acts as protection. It shields you from saying something you do not mean and from doing something you will later regret. It gives you control over your choices rather than letting emotions decide for you. Pausing does not mean avoiding problems. It means facing them with clarity. When you respond after a pause, your words carry more weight. They are calmer, clearer, and more effective. People listen more when you speak with intention rather than emotion. Your response becomes thoughtful instead of reactive, and this earns respect. Uiteash practice pausing frontal with the silence. You no longer fear the space between stimulus and response. In that space, your strength. You realize that clarity is always available, but only to those who are willing to slow down. A pause may seem small, but it holds the power to transform confusion into understanding and reaction into wisdom. Emotional control leads to success because success is not only about talent, intelligence, or hard work, but about how well you manage yourself under pressure. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they allow emotions to control their actions. Anger causes mistakes, fear blocks opportunities, and frustration destroys focus. When emotions take control, clear thinking disappears, and poor decisions follow. Emotional control allows you to stay steady in moments that challenge others, and this steadiness becomes a powerful advantage. In difficult situations, emotionally controlled people remain calm and observant. Instead of reacting immediately, they analyze what is happening. This gives them time to choose the best response rather than the fastest one. In work environments, this skill builds trust. Leaders who stay calm during problems inspire confidence, while those who react emotionally create fear and confusion. People naturally follow individuals who can handle stress without losing control. This is why emotional control is closely linked to leadership and long-term success. Success also requires consistency, and emotional reactions often break consistency. One bad mood can ruin a full day. One negative comment can reduce motivation. One moment of anger can damage a professional reputation built over years. Emotional control protects your progress. It keeps you moving forward even when conditions are not perfect. Instead of being pulled up and down by emotions, you remain focused on your goals. This focus helps you make decisions that support growth rather than temporary relief. Another reason emotional control leads to success is that it improves relationships. Whether in personal life or professional settings, people prefer to be around those who are emotionally stable. Controlled emotions reduce conflict and misunderstandings. When you communicate calmly, even in disagreement, your message is clearer and more persuasive. This ability strengthens teamwork, builds respect, and opens doors that emotional reactions often close. Emotional control also strengthens confidence. When you know that your emotions do not control you, you feel secure in yourself. You are not easily shaken by criticism or failure. Instead of seeing challenges as threats, you see them as opportunities to learn. This mindset is essential for success because growth always involves discomfort. Controlled emotions help you face that discomfort without giving up. In the long run, success belongs to those who can stay calm in chaos, focused under pressure, and patient during uncertainty. Emotional control does not remove emotions, it gives you command over them. That command shapes better choices, stronger relationships, and steady progress. En deuxième, silence protects inner peace because peace is often disturbed not by events themselves, but by our constant need to respond to them. The mind becomes restless when it feels obligated to explain, defend, or react to everything around it. Every argument, criticism, or negative comment invites emotional involvement, and each reaction takes away a piece of calm. Silence acts like a shield. It blocks unnecessary noise and allows the mind to remain balanced even when the outside world is chaotic. Inner peace is fragile when it depends on other people's words or opinions. If every comment has the power to upset you, your peace is never truly yours. Silence helps you reclaim that ownership. By choosing not to react, you send a quiet message to yourself that your peace matters more than winning arguments or proving points. This choice reduces mental stress and emotional exhaustion. You stop carrying the weight of other people's emotions and expectations, and your mind feels lighter. Silence also creates emotional distance, which is essential for inner peace. When you do not immediately respond, you give yourself space to process your feelings instead of being overwhelmed by them. This distance helps you observe rather than absorb negativity. Hurtful words lose their power when they are not answered. Arguments lose energy when they are not fed. In this way, silence naturally dissolves conflict and protects your emotional well-being. Many people fear silence because they think it makes them look weak or defeated. In truth, silence shows strength and self-respect. It demonstrates that you are comfortable with yourself and do not need external validation. When you stop reacting, you stop inviting chaos into your inner world. Over time, this creates a deep sense of calm that is not easily shaken. People may not understand your silence, but they will feel its effect. Silence also helps you connect more deeply with yourself. When you reduce unnecessary reactions, your mind becomes quieter. In that quietness, you can hear your own thoughts more clearly. You become more aware of your emotions, needs, and values. This self-awareness strengthens inner peace because you are no longer lost in constant emotional noise. You begin to respond intentionally rather than react impulsively. In a world full of opinions, arguments, and distractions, silence becomes a form of self-care. It allows you to step away from emotional battles that do not serve you. By choosing silence, you protect your energy, your focus, and your peace of mind. Inner peace grows when you stop reacting to everything and start valuing calm over conflict. Silence may seem simple, but its power to protect inner peace is profound and lasting. People test reactions, not intelligence, because provoking an emotional response is the easiest way to measure someone's self-control. Intelligence is quiet and deep, but reactions are loud and visible. When people push your buttons, They are not trying to understand how smart you are. They are trying to see how easily they can disturb your emotional balance. A quick reaction tells them where your weaknesses are. It shows them what affects you, what hurts you, and what controls you. Many people provoke others intentionally. They use sarcasm, criticism, disrespect, or comparison to see how you will respond. If you react with anger or defensiveness, they learn that they have power over you. They may repeat the behavior, knowing it will get a response. This is not about winning an argument. It is about emotional dominance. The more you react, the more predictable you become, and predictability makes you easy to manipulate. When you do not react, the test fails. Silence or calm responses create uncertainty. The person provoking you no longer knows how to influence you. This uncertainty makes them uncomfortable because they lose control. They may try harder at first, increasing their effort to get a reaction, but over time they stop. People rarely continue behavior that gives them no emotional reward. Your calmness becomes a boundary that does not need words. Not reacting does not mean you are unaware or incapable. On the contrary, it shows awareness and confidence. You recognize the attempt to provoke you, and you choose not to participate. This choice reflects emotional intelligence, which is often more important than raw intellect. Emotional intelligence allows you to read situations, understand motives, and protect your mental space. People who possess this skill are harder to manipulate and easier to respect. In professional and personal environments, this ability changes how people see you. When others notice that you remain composed under pressure, they begin to treat you differently. They think twice before testing you again. Your calm reaction suggests depth, maturity, and strength. You are no longer seen as someone who can be easily influenced by words or behavior. Over time, you realize that many challenges are not about intelligence at all. They are about emotional control. Tests come in the form of criticism, disrespect, and unfair treatment. How you respond determines whether you grow or get trapped in emotional conflict. By refusing to react, you pass the test silently. You show that your value does not depend on others' opinions and that your strength lies in control, not confrontation. Non-reaction builds confidence because confidence grows from inner stability, not from external approval. When you stop reacting to every opinion, criticism, or provocation, you begin to trust yourself more. You no longer feel the need to explain, defend, or justify who you are. This quiet self-assurance sends a strong message, both to yourself and to others, that you are comfortable in your own skin. Confidence rooted in non-reaction is calm, steady, and unshakable. Reacting often comes from insecurity. When people feel unsure about themselves, they try to protect their ego by responding quickly and emotionally. Every reaction is an attempt to prove something. Non-reaction, however, shows that you have nothing to prove. You are confident enough to let things pass without disturbance. This creates a sense of inner strength. You realize that other people's words do not define you, and this realization builds deep self-belief. As you practice non-reaction, your mind becomes more composed. You start noticing that situations which once made you anxious or angry no longer have the same effect. This change boosts confidence naturally. You begin to think, if I can stay calm here, I can handle anything. This belief strengthens your presence. People sense this calm confidence even if you say nothing. It shows in your body language, your tone, and your decisions. Non-reaction also sharpens your judgment. Instead of acting impulsively, you respond thoughtfully when necessary. This makes your words more meaningful and your actions more deliberate. When you do speak, people listen because you are not constantly reacting. This selective communication increases your influence and reinforces your confidence. You trust your voice more because you use it wisely. Confidence built through non-reaction is not loud or aggressive. It does not seek attention. It is expressed through patience, restraint, and clarity. Such confidence often earns respect without effort. Others may not fully understand why they respect you, but they feel it. Your calm behavior suggests control and maturity, qualities that naturally attract trust and admiration. Over time, non-reaction reshapes how you see yourself. You stop viewing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities to practice self-control. Each moment of restraint becomes a quiet victory. These small victories accumulate and form strong self-confidence. You become less dependent on validation and more grounded in your own sense of worth. In this way, non-reaction becomes not just a habit, but a powerful source of lasting confidence. Mastering this power changes your life because the way you respond to the world shapes your experiences, your relationships, and your sense of self. When you learn not to react impulsively, life becomes less chaotic and more intentional. You stop being pushed and pulled by situations and people, and instead, you begin to move with purpose. This shift may seem small at first, but its impact is deep and lasting. As you master non-reaction, your relationships improve. Arguments reduce because you no longer fuel them with emotion. Misunderstandings are handled calmly, and respect grows naturally. People feel safer around you because your presence is steady and predictable in a positive way. You listen more, speak less, and when you do speak, your words carry weight. This changes how others respond to you and strengthens emotional connections. Your inner world also transforms. Stress decreases because fewer things disturb your peace. You gain mental clarity, focus, and emotional balance. Challenges no longer feel overwhelming because you trust your ability to handle them calmly. This confidence creates resilience, allowing you to face uncertainty without fear. You begin to enjoy moments instead of constantly reacting to them. Professionally, mastering non-reaction leads to better decisions and stronger leadership. You remain composed under pressure, which builds trust and opens opportunities. People respect those who can stay calm in difficult moments. Over time, this skill separates you from the crowd. Ultimately, mastering the power of not reacting gives you control over your life. You choose peace over conflict, wisdom over impulse, and growth over ego. That choice changes everything